Start. I am very happy indeed to inaugurate this 30th annual general meeting of the Indian Sugar Mills Association. Full stop. In doing so, I should like to thank you for the kind terms in which you have spoken of me and my officers, and to assure you that we shall all be looking forward to further fruitful association and cooperation in common endeavors for the bright future of a great national enterprise which the sugar industry undoubtedly is. Full stop. The association is meeting today in a situation which calls for deep study, broad outlook and imaginative decisions. Full stop. What is more, neither from the point of view of its standing nor that of the knowledge and competence it embodies, would it be appropriate that it should be so overwhelmed by what I hope is a passing critical critical phase as to lose sight of the larger picture and long-term objective. Full stop. If I choose to follow a contrary course, Mr. Chairman, I might be tempted or disposed to dispute some of the facts and conclusions to which you referred. Full stop. But I would avoid the path of controversy and would far rather like to dwell on common objectives and common aim of your aims of your sugar policy. Full stop. Sri so and so has rightly referred to the different phases of that policy. Number one is more painfully aware of that history than myself. Full stop. I would, however, ask you whether it is not time we broke that so and so circle after this watch, which I hope and pray would be the short-lived and final phase in the history of changing fortunes. Full stop. Today the industry has reached a state when the demand for sugar can be assumed to be an expanding one with a firm root in experts. Full stop. If the industry has to order itself on the basis of that demand, not only must it fulfill that demand, but it must also do so on the basis of optimum efficiency and economic utilization of byproducts. Full stop. I would ask you to consider whether the structure and conditions of the industry are such that it can adequately fulfill that role, and if it is not, how and to what extent the industry can help itself and qualify for help from government. Full stop. You, Mr. Chairman, have referred to the need for a production of 33 lakhs ton of sugar in 1963-64. Full stop. If I may say so, that is a target somewhat below that I would like to achieve, and I would also like to emphasize that on the basis of home consumption and international trade, that target must expand every year by 2 or 3 lakh tons. Full stop. this would need a rearrangement of relationship, between the cane grower and the industry on the one side, so that the cane supplies can be assured, and a reorganization of the industry itself, so as to eliminate or strengthen the weaker links in the chain and place the economy of industry on sound footing. Full stop. Government has already taken during the last several months far-reaching decisions in terms of these long-term objectives. Full stop. The price of sugarcane has been linked with recovery, and I am hoping that next year will find an extension of quality scheme to 30 or more factories. Full stop. Gradually, as conditions improve, we hope to cover as many factories as possible under the scheme of linking price to recurrence over a zone, sub-zone, or groups of cultivators, as the case may be. Full stop. Development schemes calculated to secure intensive improvement in the economy of sugarcane cultivation have already been in force in some areas. Full stop. I have had a vague feelings that the debate in the House was slightly out of date, or will soon be out of date. Full stop. For this debate and the whole approach of it was governed by a static conception of India which was not changing. Full stop. Apart from the rest of the world, as far as India is concerned, a world is growing up. Full stop. It is coming upon us with so and so strides. Full stop. In the first place, we have to reckon with the obvious fact of the growth of democracy, of vast numbers of people coming into the field of political decision. Full stop. A great majority of these people have no background of a foreign language in them. Full stop. The more they come in, the more they will change the scene, whether for good or for bad. Full stop. Many of us who sit here, belong to a generation which was brought up differently, though through English as a medium of education. Obviously, that is not being repeated even now in India, will still less be repeated in the future. Full stop. Secondly, the new world which is growing up in India is going to be a scientific, technological and industrial world. Full stop. It is a picture of the industrial revolution coming to India in the middle of the 20th century. Full stop. It is changing the texture of our lives and our thinking. Full stop. It introduces words without number which we have to use in the new occupations, and all the efforts of Dr. so and so and Seth Govind Das cannot meet that situation. Full stop. That the language of science and technology will not come out of the classroom or the translator's room. Full stop. It will arise from the people who are working in these fields. Full stop. One of the basic facts today is that the medium of instructions in school has become the language of the region, whether it is Tamil Nadu and Marathi, Gujarati and Hindi, or any other. Full stop. This will produce a generation utterly unlike the generation to which we belong. Full stop. It is not a question of Hindi versus English. Full stop. It is a question of education being carried on through the 14th languages or more than 14th if you like, even though they are not in the constitution, full stop. Therefore English inevitably becomes in India as a secondary language, full stop. It is no longer the primary language, full stop. This is the first basic fact to be remembered, full stop. The second basic fact is that obviously we require some kind of a common language link, and the constitution has said that Hindi should be that common official language link, full stop. Remember, comma, it is for official correspondence between the states, full stop. The argument which may be advanced for English to be this kind of official language for India becomes very weak if you realize that the first fact, full stop. I do not say that Hindi is in the lightest degree better than any other Indian language, full stop. In fact, some of the Indian languages are richer in content and have a better literature than Hindi, full stop. I believe that the real basic opposition to Hindi comes from a fear that the coming of Hindi will mean a disability for the non-Hindi knowing areas, full stop. Undoubtedly it will be a disability. Let us not say that anybody can learn it in a fortnight or in a month or a year. It will be a disability for a considerable time, full stop. I say a rule must be laid down by which we do absolutely nothing which creates a disability for the non-Hindi speaking areas in regard to matters like the services and other things, full stop. I am perfectly clear in my mind that for any foreseeable time there should be no bar of compulsory knowledge of Hindi for recruitment to be the services, full stop.